peaceful, prosperous Monday, whatever time it is where you are. It's oh, there were just a whole bunch of rocket booms over my head, but we're okay now. For now, and let's talk real quick about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's new weekly time frame candles are in, and the VEPS info indicates all kinds of good and delicious info. Indeed, for example, probabilities and the stats. Right? If you look at the new central weekly range, the asset actually saw the new central weekly range of the VRE drop a little. So now the central weekly range, the center of it is at the top of the central monthly range on the VRE. It's just above the top there, and right around 62K, just a touch above it. And that just happens to be above, and the central daily range is very tight, around 0.2% of the asset's value. So it is most probably a trending day. We've already seen a nice trending move to the upside so far today. The central daily range has been tested. The very top of the central weekly range has been touched a couple of times, even a few times, but has not been, but that central weekly range hasn't really been tested yet. It's just the very top that was touched. A few dollars in, whatever. And it doesn't really count, but I guess technically you can say, well, it did touch it. Yeah, it did touch it. But now, and so that may be enough. Who knows? We'll see. But again, if it does test that central weekly range, if it gets even down to the center of it, then the asset will go to around 62K. Now, the thing is, the third band down on the 30-12 RMLR on the weekly time frame is right around there, at around $62,060 at the moment. That line moves up and down a little tiny bit based on how high or low the asset goes. But it is, based on the returns, obviously, but it's generally going to be around that area, 62K. Now, obviously, if the price drops all the way down there, that band might actually go a little bit lower. So it might avoid hitting it if it tests that center. But if it tests the entire central weekly range, then there's a very high probability that the asset will actually tap beneath that third standard deviation band to the downside of that 30-12 RMLR on the weekly, which would once again mean that the asset has been below it during the candle, which would once again mean that the mean reversion to the 30-12 RMLR on the weekly would be delayed or not yet confirmed for at least another couple of weeks after this one. Versus if it manages to stay above the 62K range this week, the entire week, and if that little touch, whatever, if it manages to stay above that 62K range this week, and then next week manages to stay above where that third band is likely to be, and currently that looks like it's likely to be at around 66.2K, then if these 2 weeks pass and it doesn't touch that band, then it will most probably be in mean reversion to that 30-12 RMLR, like confirmed mean reversion in progress. And that 30-12 RMLR is currently at around, I think like 106, 116, somewhere around 110,000 plus minus. And next week it looks like it's going to go up a little. The week after that it's going to go down a little. So it looks like somewhere in the $100,000 area over the next couple of weeks, if the asset can stay above, like I said, 62K this week, and close out the week around above 66 and a half, or 66.2 or higher, and not touch that third band again next week, and head up a little bit just for some padding. Then again, the week of October 28th, the week starting October 28th, then the asset will most probably be in mean reversion towards that 30-12 RMLR. And by then, once it's around there, it'll probably be around somewhere in the 66 to 70K zone within the by sometime next week, if it's going to be in mean reversion the week after that. At which point, 2 weeks from now, you're going to start, if it gets back to 70K, you're going to hear a lot of FOMO. You're going to hear a lot of noisemakers in the YouTube Jimmy circles making a lot of noise, saying the typical peanut gallery stuff that you can expect about the asset. We're heading to the moon or whatever. And, it may very well be that will begin the long and winding or rocket ship move that so many of these peanut gallery noisemakers are making. But it will not be based on their price action predictions. It will not be based on their EMAs or Fibonacci's or other silly forecasts. It will be strictly based on the volatility, entropy, probability, and statistics that actually dictate where the assets tend to go, because the bots that trade the vast majority of trades and literally run the markets, they use those maths to make those moves. They don't use silly price-based lagging information to run millions of trades per second. They just don't. Okay, so look for those mean reversions or mean reversion actions possibly, or maybe further distribution. We'll see. Right on the high time frame, like I said, the weekly, but that's not a scalping time frame. Obviously, that's a weekly, and that's very long relative to what low time frame traders trade. And like I said, today on the daily, we've already seen the central daily range of the VRE get tested thoroughly, and we've seen the asset make a nice little move. You can see that easily on the 15 minutes. I had a nice little pump a few hours ago, and last I looked at it about a half hour ago, it was looking like a good area to take profits, because there is actually a mean reversion happening to the 3012 RMLR on the 15 minute, which is well below where it was when I looked at it at the little peak there. Good day, Kangaroo Edits. Hello, Kangaroo Edits. Good day to you too. Yeah, so yeah, lots of intraday trading to be done. Lots of VEPs worthy of noting where they are, and taking profits early and often, limiting your loss, and don't trade emotionally, right? If you're being emotional about your trades, you're doing it wrong. Do I like guitar? I love guitar. Kangaroo Edits. I play guitar. Why do you ask? Anyway, talking Bitcoin here. That's going to do for now. If you guys want to join, you seem like it. Okay, yeah, I've been playing music my whole life, man, since I was like a little tiny toddler. Playing stringed instruments and many other, piano and everything else, drums and singing and all that stuff. And I've had multiple bands. All kinds of music. I grew up on classical music and jazz and everything else, and lived in the blues and rock and you name it. Metallica, sure. I love metal. I love reggae. I love whatever, man. Even R&B and hip hop. And there isn't a type of music, quote unquote, or a genre that I don't like by default. Even though this is way off topic from Bitcoin, I like all music as long as it's good. As long as I find it good. I don't have a. I'm not like, oh, I only like metal. That's just idiotic in my opinion. And whatever. It's just an opinion. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I like playing music of all kinds. I've never only liked one kind of music or another. I think that's foolish, right? We can all learn a lot from pretty much every kind of music that exists, even if we don't think we can. There's always something to be discovered. Yeah, anyway, so Bitcoin and quick trading. If you guys want to learn how to trade with the VEPs, go to alphatradinghq.com. Sorry, alphatradinghq.com/discord. Again, that's alphatradinghq.com/discord. And then get free access to our free volatility starter pack of volatility, probability, and statistics indicators, and you can get all the free educational material you need all you got to do is open up a ticket, and it's free to enter our Discord and create a ticket and request free access, of course. And once you get free access, you have all the educational material you need. You have access to the chat with the real time, real time chat with with traders who use the VEPs every day. Myself and a bunch of other people you'll see in there. And you'll also have access to the live streams where you can participate by voice, not just with chat, but you can also participate with chat if you want. And of course, you can follow us on Rumble if you want. We do syndicate our videos out to Rumble in real time as we do them. And those live streams happen Monday through Friday, starting at 9 a.m. US Eastern Time. What got me onto YouTube? I got onto YouTube when YouTube opened. I've been on it forever. Like once it became a video uploading site, not the original incarnation of it, which was obviously it was a dating site, right, when they first created it. But once they made it into a video upload site, just for any topic, then I got into YouTube. Anyway, but yeah, there you go. I'm not a quote unquote YouTuber in the sense of I don't like earn my living from YouTube. I just put out videos to share my thoughts about different topics, from marketing to trading to Bitcoin to sometimes political stuff, war, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm living right now, or I'm here for a while in a war zone, and it's not fun hearing rockets overhead. So sometimes I talk about that kind of stuff too. But there are other great things happening here too, and I also talk about that sometimes. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. See you guys later, and peace. See ya.